Hey, 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 welcome to the Intuitive Mind podcast with your host, Kiana Wright. So this podcast is really going to be an introduction of who I am and what I have to offer in future podcast episodes. So y'all bear with me, be patient with me. I'm going to kind of go into detail about myself just a tad bit. Just give you a quick overview of who I am and why I'm going to be talking to you. You know what we're going to discuss, the things that we're going to dive deep into. We're going to talk about a whole lot of different stuff. Every season and every episode is going to dive deeper into something that's going to make you think. So if you need motivation on the way to work, if you had a rough day, a long day, find your episode, click on it, listen to me talk, and we're going to talk about some real things. You know what I'm saying? Give me your input on situations and all of that. Like I like interaction. I love all of that. But we're going to dive deep into spiritual awakening, your spiritual journey, self-love, healing, loving yourself despite of what you may be going through, how to deal with tough situations. We're going to talk about trauma. We're going to talk about death. We're going to talk about grieving. We're going to talk about so much stuff. And I'm very excited. If you ever had your heart broke, if you ever been in a relationship and you felt like you done did all you can do, but it wasn't enough, oh yeah, we're going to dive deep into that too. So just be patient with me, y'all. Every episode is going to give you something new and exciting to experience. But for now, I'm going to give you an introduction of who I am. Well, my name is Kiana Wright. I'm from Concord, North Carolina. Kinda. Not really, but really. I'm from everywhere but nowhere at all, if that makes sense. I've had a lot of times in my life where I moved around, where I experienced different experiences with different people. There's been a lot in my life that I'm not, too proud about, but it made me who I am as an individual. Now, let me go ahead and put this out here. I'm not perfect. I'm healing. That's the purpose of this podcast, to get a lot of the people that's going through what I'm going through in life on the same page. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to try to have a perfect podcast and speak proper and don't cuss. No, this ain't that shit. Like, this is the real raw, what it feels like to go through shit and to get through shit. This is what you about to get from me. And I'm going to give it to you just how it's supposed to be given to somebody, because a lot of people out here, they sugarcoat healing. They sugarcoat your spiritual awakening. They sugarcoat the spiritual journey. I'm not sugarcoating shit. I'm getting to the nitty gritty. So put on your seatbelts, buckle up. Y'all in for the ride of your life. This is something that's new, but we're going to keep this going. This is something that's going to be successful. And y'all, listen. I'm speaking it into existence. I'm manifesting what's going to happen. I'm manifesting that not only will this podcast help people get through tough situations, but it will inspire people to continue to grow and heal and love in a different way and love themselves. So that's what I'm trying to dive deep into. See, for the ones that really know me, they know that my main purpose is helping others. See, I have this soft spot for people, but coming up, I really couldn't help other people because I wasn't helping myself. I wasn't healing myself. So what I did was I put my childhood traumas and the things that I went through off on other people. I expected love. I expected to be accepted from other people, not realizing that all I needed was me. All I needed to do was heal me and love myself. But when I began to transition, when I began to elevate my mindset, the way I thought, and the things around me, things began to change. Ain't that something? But check it. Today, we're going to go ahead and dive in. I already gave you a brief description of who I am, where I'm from, and what I got to offer. So we're going to go ahead and dive into this healing thing. Ooh, it's about to get wicked, y'all. It's about to get wicked. And I hope y'all ready for it, because healing is very, very, very uncomfortable. Healing is something that if it don't bring tears to your eyes every now and again, talking about how you healing and what you done been through and where you done came from and where you still got to go, how far you done came and how far you still got to go. I don't really think you healing. Hey, but everybody heals differently. Don't let me tell you you're not healing, and you know you are. But me personally, my emotions get attached. It gets involved. I'm a very emotional person. I cry a lot. I cry when I'm talking to people. I can't help it. I used to think it was an insecurity, but now I embrace it. That's who I am. I'm an empath. Not only do I feel my emotions deeply, I feel others around me very, very deeply. So when I begin to heal, I begin to realize that, oh man, I'm going about having a good day. And I think this thought and I just start crying. Like, it makes me sad, mad, depressed. I don't know what I'm feeling. And then I begin to slow down and ask myself, like, all right, take a breath. What you feeling? How you feeling? And all of that. So when I begin to actually slow my thinking down and remember that I'm in the here and now, that whatever may have happened to me that triggered me to go back to that dark place at that exact moment, it's not happening anymore. I'm in this exact moment. I'm healing, I'm living, and I'm learning. And I'm patient with myself because I know that my whole life, the whole life that I still got to live, I'm going to be learning and healing. I'm going to be unlearning old behaviors, unlearning toxic behaviors, and I'm going to be relearning myself. So why not be patient with myself, right? So I want everybody else. Don't beat yourself up because you're having a bad day. We all have bad days. We all have those days where we don't want to get out of bed. Listen, get up, get out, wash your hair, brush your teeth, do your hair up real nice. If you put on makeup, put your face on, sis. If you got a wig that's, you know what I'm saying, you trying to put on and go out, even if you don't go nowhere, but to a restaurant by yourself, because self-love is very important on your healing journey. So even if you got to get up, get dressed and go by yourself, do it. But if you're not that far yet in your healing journey and you're still going through things and experiencing things, get up, get out of bed, open up the blinds in your house, go brush your teeth, wash your face, go outside, get some air, get some fresh air. That's enough for one day. Even if you can't do nothing else, if you don't have the motivation to go to work, just be patient with yourself. Every day is not going to be a bad day, but life is definitely what you make it. So if you make it hard, mad, sad, and depressed, that's the life that you're going to have. Listen, we don't have control over a lot of things that happen, but one thing for sure that we got control over 100% is the way that we think and what physically happens in our lives and what we can physically go change at any moment. So control the controllable. The things that you can't control, don't stress it, especially when you're trying to heal. And one of the most helpful things that I've begun to do while I'm healing is to journal. Whew, nah. That's a hard one though, because when I began to journal, I seen that my mind was bouncing around in different places. Like it was bouncing. And I'm like, yo, I can't stay focused on one subject that I want to talk about or I want to speak on because I got all this pain and hurt inside of me and I need to get it out. And I said, well, today I'm going to just focus on this one thing. Today I'm hurting because I feel this way. And it stemmed from me going through this experience in my life, And so what I do is I write about that exact feeling that I'm feeling in that moment. If I'm feeling hurt, confused, depressed, lost, you know what I'm saying, left out, I'm feeling, detached from everything. That's what I write about. I'm writing my emotions and feelings and I'm putting it on paper. And then what I also do, I go back and I reread the things that I've wrote because I want to be sure that I'm actually feeling and I'm reading and I'm experiencing these emotions. So when I begin to journal, it really begins to help me see a lot of things in my life as an adult that I was struggling with that stemmed from childhood. But that's a whole childhood trauma. That's a whole different episode, y'all. We're going to dive deep, deep, deep into that because I have a lot to say about that because I've been through a lot, especially as a young child. I seen way more than I was supposed to see as a child. So it kind of affected me. It made me kind of grow up quick. It made me kind of look at the world differently. Like it's like when I encounter a whole bunch of people that really haven't experienced life, I kind of feel bad for them, but I kind of feel good for them at the same time because I'm glad you didn't have to go through that as a child. I'm glad you didn't have to see the worst parts of life early on. But the sad part about that is when you never really experience hurt, pain, confusion, when you experience it as an adult, you don't know how to handle it. But when you've been going through it your whole life, you built for it tough. But that's not always the right way to be because I'm overly independent. I do everything on my own. I don't expect nobody to do nothing for me because I can do it for myself, right? But then I began to realize that just because I can do it for myself doesn't mean I don't need help. Doesn't mean I don't need people around me to, you know what I'm saying, build me up, support me. And I began to learn that because I felt like I was so self-sufficient, I began to push people away that actually cared for me. And then I ended up with the ones that was pretending, the ones that put on a front, the ones that put on a show. You know what I'm saying? And it was because I hadn't healed from the things that was attracting those type of people into my life. Yeah. Oh, that's the one right there. Y'all gonna be mad about that. 9 times out of 10, the people that you're attracting in your life that's doing fucked up shit to you, it's because they're attracting a side of you that's unhealed. So when you begin to heal and you begin to grow and you begin to elevate your mindset, your thinking, and you raise your vibration, these same people are not going to be able to be around you because they came in your life when you were still broken. They came in your life when you weren't healed. So as you begin to heal and get on your journey, these people can't stand to be around you. They can't be in your presence, right? But just because I'm healing, you should want to see me doing good. No, they don't want to see you doing. They don't want to see you doing good because they was attracted to the broken version of you. Oh, I ain't broken no more. Oh, I'm still broken a little bit, but I'm healing. I'm trying to fix those broken pieces and put them back together the correct way this time, right? So there's nothing out of order. There's nothing out of place. That's what I'm trying to do. Oh, well, I can't be around that because I don't want to fix myself yet. I don't want to heal yet. I still want to experience these toxic behaviors, right? Yeah, that's why when you begin to heal, you begin to grow, you begin to go through your spiritual awakening, you begin to get on your spiritual journey, you will lose people along the way. I lost so many people. And it hurts my heart because I lost people that I love the shit out of. And I still love them. But I know that God said they were here for a season, just for a reason, to show you something. And once they showed you what they showed you, it was supposed to make you stronger. It was supposed to motivate you, and it was supposed to build you up. I put them here just to show you something. When you believe that everything in your life happens for a reason, everything happens for a reason. That man that you looked over at the stoplight today and saw sitting in the car bobbing his head to the music, that was meant to happen for a reason, right? You might have been having a bad day. You pull up at the stoplight, you see a dude in the car like, you know what I'm saying? My boy having the best day of his life. And even if he ain't, he just happy with life how it is. I look over and was like, yo, I fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm having a bad day. Like, that put a smile on my face because I'm going to laugh like, yo, he over there tweaking. You feel me? Everything happens for a reason, right? So believe that when you go through things in life, the things that you experienced as a child, the things that you're experiencing as an adult, it's happening for a reason. And when you realize that life is happening for you and not to you, life gets easier, right? I used to say, why is all this shit happening to me? Like, oh, what's next? Soon as I said, what's next? Some other shit came along and fucked me up worse than the shit that I was just complaining about. Because I spoke it, I thought it, and I manifested something worse to come. Because I asked what was next. Be careful with your words. Be careful what you ask for, right? When I started healing and I started actually diving deep into this deep pain that was within, I asked God to remove any and everything from my life that was not for me. And he removed the people that I love the fucking most. But you know what? I asked for it. So what more do I expect? When I asked for something, he gave me exactly what I wanted, when I wanted it. It wasn't on my timing. It wasn't exactly when I asked for it. But when he seen that I began to heal, he seen that I began to break these trauma bonds. Oh, yeah. He said, well, let me go ahead and move that out your way real quick. Yeah, I got to move that out the way because that was in the way. You couldn't go around that. So I just moved it on out the way because it wasn't in your cars and where you're going. I didn't have these people planned to go with you. I had these people planned to teach you. So now that you know you healing and you attracted these people when you were still broken, just imagine what you attract when you fully heal. When you're whole again, when you happy again, just imagine what you're going to attract. Prosperity, peace, love. That's what you're going to attract, right? I had to dive deep within myself, pull myself out of this dark place, pull myself out of the bed, stop myself from crying, stop myself from lashing out. I'm not perfect. I'm human. I've been toxic before. Heavily, because that's all I knew as a child. Toxicity. That's how I was raised. Am I mad at myself? No. Am I patient with myself? Absolutely. A lot of the things that happen in my life, I have to take accountability for it too. That's a part of healing also. Let's not talk about taking accountability because a lot of people don't want to do that. There were situations that I put myself in. There were situations that I put other people in. There were situations that I could have changed how I said or did something. There was times that I lashed out at everybody. There was times that I put my hands on people. There was times in my life where I felt like I had hit rock bottom. The very rock bottom. But when I hit the rock bottom, I knew it was only one way up from there, and that's up. And that's exactly what I did. I took advantage of being at the bottom. I took advantage of being in my mess. I sat in it for a second. But see, the problem is, just because I sat in it didn't mean I had to stay there. I got up, I washed myself off, I brushed myself off, and I kept going. I learned from those same mistakes that was meant to break me. People said and did things. They manipulated me. They knew I was hurt. They knew I was going through things. Hey, they didn't care. They was only there to get what they can get, and then they went on about their business. It hurt bad. But did I let it break me? No. I use it as motivation. I use it as motivation to get me where I needed to be, right? So that's what we do in life. When we healing, it hurts. It's painful. It's sad. Every day ain't easy. Some days I wake up, I just feel like I'm on top of the world. Like everything is happening in my favor. Some days I wake up and like, what the hell is happening? Why am I feeling how I'm feeling? Why am I going through what I'm going through? Like yesterday I was just good. What's up with today? Oh, it's okay. Be patient with yourself. Every day is not going to be easy. Healing is not easy. Healing is so hard that people would rather run from it and put themselves in other situations that they think that's going to make them feel better instead of healing the root. Healing the foundation so the structure, the tree, could be stronger, right? I'm going to heal the root of my motherfucking problems. I'm healing the root of what's going on in my life. Yeah, because you ain't going to keep me down. You ain't going to keep me down. You're not going to keep bringing up my past every chance you get in order to make me feel bad, in order to say, oh, well, I remember when you did this, or I remember when you said that. I remember when you got drunk and did this, or you know. Oh, yeah, that's cool, but I don't live there no more. I don't live in the past. You can't continue to bring up what I did and who I was when I'm right here sitting in front of you today, a partially healed person, because I'm still healing. I'm still learning myself. I'm still experiencing myself, right? That's what you tell them people that always want to bring up your past and who the person you were before, right? You tell them, okay, that's cool and all, but you're not about to keep bringing up what I did and who I did it with and what I said 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. Oh yeah, I'm not that person no more. So I'm not going to sit up here and let you ridicule me. I'm not going to sit up here and let you slander me. I'm not going to sit up here and let you make me feel bad about who I used to be. Why would I do that? Right? You got to set boundaries and put your fucking foot down with certain people and situations. It hurts sometimes to set boundaries. I used to feel uncomfortable telling people, no, I'm not fine with that. You cool with? No, I'm not. Well, can you come here and do this? No, I can't. Well, can I borrow this? No, you can't. I don't need an explanation of why I'm telling you no. I don't need an explanation of why I'm feeling how I'm feeling, because for some reason, when you set healthy boundaries, people feel like they need an explanation from you. You don't. When you're healing, you don't need an explanation. Say what you got to say and remove yourself from the situation. Was the best thing that I ever did in my life. And I'm going to continue to do that. As long as I got breath in my body, as long as I feel like I'm still healing, I'm going to continue to set healthy boundaries with any and everything around me. If I feel like you're too close to me, I'm going to ask you, could you kindly back up? If I feel like I don't want you touching me, please don't touch me. Why not? I don't like to be touched. There is no explanation to that. Don't touch me. I don't want your energy on me. You know? So when you healing, you see things differently, especially when you know. For myself personally, if I'm around certain people or situations and I feel uncomfortable, I'll just leave. Where I used to sit and tolerate it, but now I know that it's probably not meant for me to be there in the first place because I'm feeling uncomfortable. So I might as well go ahead and remove myself from that situation, right? That's how I'm looking at it. Hey, healing is confusing. Healing is painful, but healing is worth it. So I just want to tell anybody that's listening that healing isn't easy. It's not going to happen overnight. You're going to spend your whole life healing, relearning yourself, hurting, crying, experiencing life. But don't give up, don't give in, and never, ever let the enemy win. Because right when you about to get your breakthrough, right when everything is about to fall into place, it falls apart. Because there was a piece that was missing in the first place, or there was a piece that was in there that was put together wrong. It looked right, but it was wrong. So it all got to fall apart in order for it to come back together the correct way. So don't give up. Don't give in. Never let the enemy win. Just know whatever you may be going through in life right now is for a reason. Just say, I believe that whatever it is, God, I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in the process. I trust the process. It hurts. It's painful. But I'm trusting the process in the midst of going through the storm, because before the storm and after the storm, it's always calm. But while in it, oh, it's rocky. We rocking. Yeah. Don't let that discourage you. Don't let that stop you. Don't let that get you down, because if you don't have control over any other thing in your life, you have control over your mind, the emotions that you're feeling. So if you're sitting in an emotion for too long, that's your fault. If you're sad for too long, that's your fault. Listen, it be my fault. Like, I sit and I think about my ex and I get in my feelings. And then I'll be like, yeah, I'm tripping. That happened for a reason. She not here now for a reason. Now let me see the goodness of this situation. I have my days. It be up, down, all around. Then I look at the positive. Now I can breathe. Now I can be me. Now I can accomplish all my goals. Oh, I thought I needed somebody. Oh, I thought I needed somebody to push me, to motivate me. No, I didn't. I just needed me. I needed to be broken all the way down in order for me to follow through with what I knew I needed to follow through with, right? I needed to be isolated from everybody around me. No family, no friends, no nothing, in order for me to see clearly, for me to hear God's voice, for me to focus on myself, for me to love myself, for me to heal. It's okay to be alone. It's okay to experience isolation. It's okay to experience loneliness, but you're never really lonely, because you always got God, your angels, your spirit guides, whatever your religion may be. You always got those people that's in a higher place looking after you. All you got to do sometimes is pray. Prayer changes things. And that's what I had to learn over the years. I was raised by a praying mother. Aside from everything else, she was hell on wheels. But I was raised by a praying mother. And when I realized, even at a young age, that prayer changes things, I began to pray more. Even when things are going good, bad, happy, sad, whatever, I pray, thank you, God, for whatever I'm going through. Thank you. Like I said, I'm one of those people, I look at the good side of every single thing. Because if I sit and I drown in my misery and my depression and I question why stuff is happening to me, when it's happening to me, I'm never gonna really move forward in life, because I'm stuck in my mess. I'm not trying to be stuck in my mess. You should not want to be stuck in your mess. You should see the mess that you're in. Now you should see, okay, well, I see I'm in a mess. Now I'm about to clean myself up, put on some clothes, and I'm about to get out, go out, and get what's mine. It's my time. Right now is the time for you to heal. Right now is the time for you to elevate. And remember that elevation requires separation. So you're isolated. You're by yourself for a reason. Don't be mad. Don't be sad. Don't be depressed. Trust the process. Trust it. That's all you got to do. Believe that you're going through what you're going through at this exact moment for a reason. It's hard, I know, but that's why I'm here. Intuitive Minds with your host, Kiana Wright, is here to uplift you every single day in the process of me continuing to heal now. I'm not coming on here as a perfect individual. I'm an imperfect human being trying to live a life of peace, trying to live a life of tranquility, trying to live a life of happiness while spreading peace and love to others. That's my goal. I want to add to the collective. If I can help anybody with my testimony, with my story, with my words, for me to motivate you to go out and change and to heal and to do something that everybody is running from, that's what I'm going to do, because that's what I'm doing. Now let's do it. This is the very first episode, y'all. The very first episode. And I'm going to bring you guys so much joy, so much love, so much light. Because not only am I a speaker, I'm an empath. I feel things deeply. I'm very, 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 very emotional. So when I decided to step out on faith and do this podcast, I knew that it was my time now. Because in my city, people listen to me. People come up to me at the store. They know my face. They come up to me, at the store, wherever I'm at, out to eat. Hey, I was watching your live on Facebook or watching your live on TikTok, wherever, and it helped me. It inspired me. I needed that today. Somebody had to say it, and the way that you said it was easy for me to understand because you didn't sugarcoat shit. I needed that. Thank you. Can you give me a hug? Absolutely. Because I feel like it's my duty to help those around me. Even if I don't know you, I feel like I was put here to uplift others, to tell you it's going to be okay, to tell you it's going to be all right, that you got to see the positive sides of life in order for you to really succeed, in order for you to achieve, in order for you to grow, in order for you to heal. That's what I was put on this planet to do. I knew what I was put here to do, but I didn't know how I was going to do it, y'all. And I had a dream one night and God said, this is the way. I'm going to lay it out to you. This is the way. So I said, okay. And y'all, and this was given to me 3 years ago. I procrastinated because I was comfortable 3 years ago. I didn't want to step out on faith. I didn't want to do something different. I didn't want to do something new. I began to transition. My body began to transition. My mindset began to transition. Everything around me began to transition. And he said, I said, now is the time. Now you need to move, or I'm going to make you move. And guess what he did, y'all? He made me move in the most uncomfortable way possible. I lost my moms and my pops in 2020, 2 months apart. Oh, if that didn't make me move, I don't know what did. Life is short. It's now or never, Kiana. Get out there and do it. I done told you before. Oh, hold on. That ain't even the good part. I lost my mama, my daddy, and my wife left. Oh, so you said you didn't want to move yet. All right. Well, I'm going to kick you. I'm going to get you to moving. So guess what I began to do? I began to really come into myself. I began to move, but I had to go through some shit. I had to experience some shit. I had to experience a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of rawness, a lot of realness. I had to lose friends because real situations reveal real people. I had to lose the people that I love the most in order for me to move. So when things is getting switched around and moved around in your life and you getting depressed and you don't know which way to go, up, down, all around, just know that just because you're going through it right now, it's not going to last forever. Maybe God is trying to teach you something. Maybe he's trying to show you something. Take heed to the lesson. Why are you going through the hell? Because there's always a blessing in the lesson, right? Take heed to what's going on around you at that exact moment. Stop being stagnant. Stop waiting for somebody to give you something. Stop waiting for somebody to tell you it's your time to heal. I've been broken. I've been toxic. I made bad decisions. Hey, listen, I do not make excuses for who I used to be. I know that person, but I'm no longer that person. Every single day I continue to heal and grow. That's the whole point of healing. That's the whole point of going through a spiritual awakening. That's the whole point. Not being perfect. There's no perfect man walking this earth. So why would you proclaim to be? That makes no sense to me. And I'm not going to even sit up here and act like I ain't never been through some shit and I ain't never seen some shit and I ain't never heard some shit, because I have. And I done a lot. I ain't perfect. I don't proclaim to be. But as long as I'm trying, I'm healing, I'm working on me, I'm diving deep within, I'm seeing what's wrong with my life, the role that I played in it. I'm taking accountability for my actions and myself, seeing the role that I played in it and how I got to where I am today. And I'm using that as my fuel to go where I need to go. Yeah, I'm using that as my fuel to go where I need to go. Because no matter who try to remind me of who I once was, I know who I am now, and I'm better. I'm more than better than I ever was in my life right now, because I have a purpose now. I found my gift. I found my passion, and that's helping people. If I can speak to you and help you in any way, if my words can inspire you, that's what I'm going to do. I found my purpose. So go find yours. What you waiting on? And a lot of people, what it is, they don't know their purpose. But if you're a person like me, listen, from the day that I was born, almost, I knew. And this might sound crazy, but I can retrace back. This is a whole different, like I said, you got to have an open mind to be on this podcast. So have an open mind. Rock with me for a minute. Mentally, I have dreams, and I could see me as a baby. I could see the things that I went through. And I knew I wasn't crazy when I told my older brother one time about an experience that I seen in a dream. And he said it really happened. And we 15, 16 years apart. So the fact that I'm dreaming about something that happened when I was a child tells me that I'm in tune with something, that a higher power. I'm in tune with the source. So with me being so in tune, I knew that I was put here for a purpose. Even as a teenager, I used to question God, like, God, I know I'm just not here to exist. I know I'm just not here to be like everybody else. I know I'm different. I don't fit in with these folks. And I tried to force myself to fit where I never fit. I don't fit in with these people. I don't want to have pointless conversations. I barely talk. I didn't know what to say. So me sitting here talking to y'all on a podcast, that is amazing. I'm an introvert. I feel uncomfortable in a room full of people. I feel like I'm an outcast. I can go in a room full of people and I feel like I'm the only one standing in there, because mentally I am. It's like we live in whole different universes from other people around us. So if you don't have an open mind and you're not ready to hear some real shit, real raw shit, this is probably not for you. This podcast is for those who's on that journey, who's gifted, who don't know, who's healing, who needs some motivation, right? This is your tribe. You done found it. You done found it right here with me. I found you. You found me. Everything happens for a reason. Now stick with me. Let's take a ride together. Because it's going to be a bumpy ride. But once we get through the bumpiness, baby, it's going to be smooth, and we smooth selling. The only way from here is up. I done hit rock bottom. Most of y'all done hit rock bottom. Now, are we going to stay there? Or are we going to use that motivation to push up, to go further, to do more, to have more, to be more? It's up to you. The decision is yours. Peace and love, peace and blessings, y'all. Thank you for listening to my first episode of the Intuitive Minds podcast with your host, Kiana Wright. Peace and love.